What is good? What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. Breaking news as of last night. Huge updates on the OG report. Apparently, guys, yes, according to this tweet, as well as public record out there, on top of everything else, guys, the OG name has now been registered and trademarked in Denmark. Now, speaking of which, we all know the typical notorious Danish names out there when it comes to CSGO, when it comes to an actual roster. What about a Danish-run organization, that being OG, notoriously known for Dota 2, and now entering CSGO as rumored many months ago? That roster is still being speculated. We do know, though, Valde, Issa, MBK, alongside Alexi, a fifth prospect still in the works, as a few rumors out there leaning away from Jampy and towards others. This roster looks pretty solid on paper, and now set to be run, yes, by a couple Dota 2 guys. That's going to be No Tail alongside Seb, teammates on the Dota 2 team, who, by the way, has won back-to-back internationals, $11+ million, $15+ million in back-to-back years, 2018, and of course this year, 2019. And what do they want to do with that money? Well, first of all, they want to register a trademark name for their CSGO subsidiary, which, yes, will be run by those two owners. I think it's super cool because we've talked about it time and time again, the few players in esports who are actually getting equity inside of CSGO teams out there. We know the names of those players. League of Legends equity players are now growing on top of that. More esports, more organizations are now tuning towards the better players actually getting ownership, and this kind of is a different twist of that. We have these two players. It's actually Johan Sunstein, and I know you guys know I'm going to mispronounce these names, alongside Sebastian Debs. That's actually No Tail alongside Seb, who will be partial owners in the subsidiary, which will be the CSGO team. Now registered, now trademarked, and now just a step closer to being finalized. And I'm very excited, if you guys could not tell, but I've also had coffee, so my excitement is kind of inflated. But this just proves we are now one step closer, and it's going to be very weird to see because I'm not sure about the conflict of interest. I don't think there is any, but I don't know if we've ever seen this before, where a player, an actual current player, that being No Tail alongside Seb, because they will obviously still be competing themselves as OG in Dota 2. They will also have competitors underneath them in CSGO as well. I don't think it's a conflict of interest. If anything, though, it might be a first ever in esports where we have current players now owning other teams out there. They're still competing in separate esports while having players underneath them in a different esport. Now we have Nadeshot, of course, Hunter Thieves, a former Call of Duty Pro player, owning players and competing, but this is a totally different story, which is very exciting to see. If this is a first case scenario, I'm sure we'll find out soon, and I do believe it actually is. So OG is now one step closer. Amidst this, guys, a big announcement last night from CSGO themselves in a Valve update, or a CSGO update. They'll be forcing all teams who do compete, and especially in the major process, to disclose their partners and their business relationships. Now, OG has nothing really to disclose. It's all public information out there, but I'm sure they'll let Valve know of these connections if they are a conflict of interest. This obviously brought about, though, because of Refresh Entertainment and Astralis, and we have to go back to the heroic days and the godsent days of multiple teams being owned by similar organizations or similar companies out there. They are now being forced to disclose all that information to avoid those conflicts of interest. Now, very quickly as well, I'll probably touch on this more in the future. For anyone worried about why a team would maybe not come forward and disclose this because Valve might not be actively pursuing them, if you don't disclose it and you're found out by any means at all, you'll be disqualified from the process and from competition, and your organization could possibly be blacklisted by Valve, which would mean across Valve events, I assume would be CSGO and possibly Dota 2. So there's no need for an organization to not come forward and actually just let Valve know about their partnerships. We will see what comes of this. I don't expect too much, but you never know what's underneath the soil. The water, I'm so dumb. But either way, the obvious biggest news today, guys, is the OG lineup is now one step closer to being formed, and I cannot wait to see if it does come to fruition, or when it does, who that fifth member will be and how this roster does do, because we still have so many new organizations apparently coming to CSGO that have not yet really come to CSGO. I'll touch more on that tomorrow, as TSM is now dropping hints as well about a possible return with maybe get right. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy. I'll be back here all day long breaking down gaming and esports news. As per usual, my DMs are always open, guys, for other stories you want me to cover. I got a busy day here. For all you CSGO viewers out there, I'll be back here bright and early tomorrow morning to break down some more news. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys all back here soon.